All right, hey, we are back up here. Jimmy Britt, we're up here. Jimmy Britt right now has got some amazing deals going on these Jeeps, on these Gladiators too, so you should check them out here. They got some pretty, on their website right now, they got this white Rubicon here listed for $44,000. I don't know if that's legit or what is involved with that. I did not check on it, but they got a pretty good deal going on some of these here. And we are up here. I see actually that's got to be a Wrangler Gladiator coming in right now. That's another Gladiator right there. See him right there rolling through, checking stuff out. But we know that Stellantis just announced employee pricing for everybody like Ford did. And here we have this, and I was up here and made a video just a few days ago on what will I do? What could I do? What kind of predicament am I in? Where do I sit at? What's my options? And we made that video. And while I've gave it some thought and I've come up with the solution on what I'm gonna do and what my plans are that we're gonna do with this and how we're gonna make this work. So what is that? All right, so first of all, there is only, I did check, and I did call on one. There's, as far as Color 41 goes, it seems that in the Gladiator, they're using Color 41 on a lot of the more X models and the higher trim package Gladiators, the Rubicons, where you're getting into more leathers, things like that. There were only 3 within 400 miles of me with cloth interior in a Rubicon in Color 41. Hopefully that changes because like I said, and I did call on one. And the prices are not as good as they're saying, but the reason for it is also the same. I'm hearing it. What I'm hearing is they're basically saying, here's what we got it advertised for, here's what we're adding on. And I'm saying, no, this is not, you're way off. We need to be here. And the response I'm getting is, no, actually, I don't have to be there because we have employee pricing and people are going to be flooding in and they're going to buy them for whatever we do for them because they get employee pricing. This stuff is going to move. So that is now, as of today, that is a big factor. Okay, employee pricing announced by Ford and announced by Jeep, and probably soon, probably today, Friday night, by Monday, probably announced by Chevy too. They'll follow suit. But what that means is that screws those of us that can get very good deals because now they're moving vehicles at the 10% employee discount pricing, and that does not help me at all when I'm looking for 25% off or 23, 24%, 25%. That doesn't help me at all. But for the people in the dealership, they're moving stuff. They're making it happen. So what is my plan? Well, my plan is I have, like I said, already checked a little bit, and I'm having no problem getting 33 in trade for this thing as it sits right now with 48,500 miles on it. And I'm not hearing any complaints on that from the places I have checked, including the one that I got the deal from. Now, I will keep you posted in this. Now, I'm not going to have you on the phone with me every time I call a dealership. It's not going to be that way. But I am saving all of the paperwork they are sending me back. And, I have a rule. I'll tell you my rule in a minute, what we are going to get. And it's every dealership I'm working with, these rules will apply. First one to give me that, answer that rule and make it happen or meet my demands, I buy a Gladiator from. Until that happens, I do not. I will keep track of each of these agreements and these deals and see what I can show you based on what they're giving me. Some will just tell me no on the phone right there. But if any documentation like that I can get for you, I will keep it to show you. I already have one. For example, I found a Color 41, the amazing Color 41 that we see right here, and we see right there, that's that amazing Color 41. And you guys know I have certain requirements, and I will tell you that, but I called today on a Color 41 that met my requirement. And it was advertised at $44,000 on their website, $42,000 on Auto Trader. And I tried to work my magic as best as I can, and the best that they came up with was $45,000. And then on top of that was a non-negotiable $3,000 package add-on that I'm not paying in there. So it's not, they're coming in at like $49,000. They can kiss my rear end. There's like no way it can be. So, but again, they don't have to bow down to my needs now because Stellantis just screwed me over by saying employee pricing for everybody. So now the dealerships are going to flood. Look since we've been up here, how many times am I up here and we never see another vehicle? We are only 4 minutes into this video. We've already had a Gladiator. Now we got a Wrangler. We got all these vehicles coming through here. They are doing the same thing now. They heard employee pricing. They're up here and they're coming to shop stuff and see what they want to buy. It is the way that this is going to be at now. So it kind of hurts me. So the plan, our numbers, I'll tell you them in a minute. But the plan is if we can hit the numbers, we're gonna let this go and we're gonna get a new 2025 Gladiator Rubicon if we can hit the numbers. What are my requirements on the actual vehicle that it has to be? It must be cloth seats, just like this one. The fenders must be these. I do not want painted fenders. I want these plastic, the standard fenders on there, which come on a standard Rubicon. Must be the black 3-piece hardtop, not matching. I do not want matching. I want that exact 3-piece hardtop. I want the black fenders. I don't care if it's this bumper or if it is the metal bumper. I honestly don't care either way. I can show you what that looks like. They got one here on one of these I saw. They got a Fathom blue Gladiator Rubicon. Here's a black Rubicon. Here's a Willys. One of these I saw, I thought had a steel bumper. It does right here. So here's the difference. Okay, standard bumper right here, just like what I have, same as what's on that Willys over there, Willys. Here is the steel bumper on this particular X model. Okay, you got the steel bumper. I don't care which one it is. I honestly don't, because there's not a chance of me I'm probably not putting a winch in there and doing that. I love my winch set up in the back, so I honestly don't care. So that doesn't matter. But I want these fenders rather than these fenders. I want this hard top here rather than a color matched hard top there for my personal preferences. I do not care if the bed is bed lined or not, because I put a bed mat in it. So that means nothing. I do want the bed lights, however, but Jeep is very forgiving. They give bed lights to everybody, so no worries there. So that, and I want cloth seats, and it's got to have the 3.6. So realistically, my list of demands is very small. Color-wise, 41 is at the top of my list. 41 is at the top. Fathom would be nice. I like Fathom, but I have to see it in person with the black fenders and stuff to see. I have a hard time kind of picturing that. Now, they have one right over here that's sitting here. White, I love white. You know, like I said, I'd almost talk to them about buying this Gladiator right here. I'd almost take this one right here and buy this, but the issue is that I cannot have white. Okay, I'll never buy another white vehicle, and it's because of the crepe myrtle tree that I have in my front yard, or whatever that tree is in my front yard, but it leaves this nasty red pollen that comes down all the time, like half the year, and it looks horrible on a white car. It's still on my other cars, but it looks horrible on white. It's very small, very subtle, and it does wash off, but it looks horrible all the time, and I'm never buying white ever again. My 4Runner drove me nuts with. So no white. White is out because of the tree in my yard. So that's not an option. And we have Anvil. I like Anvil a lot. This color might be on the list, possibly, just because they're so limited on 41s. 41 wins. I also am half tempted to just hold out for 41 and wait until I find 41. Here's Fathom with the black. I like the look of this. I think this looks good. I think it's a nice clean look. I'm pretty impressed with what we're seeing here. I don't have a problem with that. I like the 41 better, but this is not a bad system. I'm not complaining about that. Mojito, I like Mojito a lot as well too, but I just think it's a little over the top for what I'm looking for. It's got a little too much pop, so I'm not quite sure that that's one that I'm personally interested in a Gladiator. I think it looks amazing, but on a Gladiator, I'm just not sure. It's super sexy on a Wrangler, but I'm just not quite sure that it's what I'm looking for what I want to do with it. So there's kind of my dilemma. So I'm kind of limited as far as color I want, probably to the Fathom Blue and to the Anvil and to color 41. And mainly 41. That's where, I could pass on some of the deals if it's not 41. But what we want is I want that truck right there, 2025, the original, these fenders. I want the cloth interior, the black hard top like we have on there, V6 engine in it, simple in design. It's what we're looking for, base model Rubicon, and I am looking to get it for $42,500 is the most I want to go. I want it for $42,500 brand new, and they better give me $33,000 minimum on trade on my truck. And the first dealership that has a 41 that offers me that is the one I'm going to go buy it from. Now, again, with the employee pricing for everything and all these vehicles going to start moving, we don't know when that'll be. But that is my requirements that I am setting. In the meantime, I will hit these. I will start calling dealerships, and I will start working those numbers when I can. I'm busy, but I will work some of these numbers and see what I can do. First one, it tells me $42,500, $42,500 or better, and $33,000 on trade. I just simply say, okay, I'm coming to get it, and I'm on my way, and I come up and pick it up, and that's it. Now, what will I do with this? Well, since these tires have only got about 5,000 miles on my amazing new Wild Peaks these awesome tires. I will take, when I bring it in for trade-in and I go in there, I'm going to have them swap these tires off of this and put them on that, and put the new tires that were on whatever my my new Rubicon would be. I'll take those tires, have them put it on the one that I'm trading in. I want my tires, I want these tires on it, including my spare that's underneath, because it's a 35-inch spare. So all that stuff is going to transfer over to the new one. And then that stuff will transfer over to these. So, and they're going to have to do that for me. And I'm expecting that done for free. I'm not paying somebody another $300 to swap tires over on that. So they're going to do it for free for me too, as part of the deal. So that's where I'm sitting at. And then I'll swap my lights, I'll swap my stuff, I'll make it mine. I'll just transfer everything over and we'll see what happens. Will it happen right now? I don't know. Like I said, when I started thinking about doing this after I made that video 2 days ago that you guys saw published today, when I made that video, I thought there's probably a real good chance I could make this happen. The employee pricing today, I kind of shot that in the foot. So now I'm not really sure. But since I'm already interested, I'm going to continue with it and we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys along for the ride. And we'll see what happens now that this whole market is upside down with this employee pricing stuff. So I will keep you posted. We will see what happens, and you'll come along for the ride with me as I'm doing this. Not as I'm doing it, but as I'll save all this information as I'm doing it, and then we will put it together.